And let me start by inviting my dear friend Sheila, who says she shouldn't be here, but I say she should, to come join me, yes. So we'll get a conversation. Yes. No sitting in the back room.
Can you change chairs so you have a better view from my chair than yours?
I'm fine.
I can't tell you how when I know Shira and how lucky we are to have Shira in our community. In many, many ways she gives to all of us all the time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the program. I was going to talk about the peace process, and I would cover both the Arab and Israel inside. So Shira, I'm going to hand over the second part to you. After I say just a little bit, I'll talk about the Arab part, you talk about the Israel part, and then we'll share. Okay?
See, it was all about putting me on the spot.
Yeah. No, this is analysis. This is analysis, so let me make this very clear. It's not opinion, right? Shira and I occasionally do opinion, but mostly we do analysis. So what we're going to talk about is what factors exist that, and let me put this in the starkest possible way. One of the reasons I didn't want to do this morning at the beginning of the day is my message is not really ultra optimistic message, right? And I didn't want to start the day off that way. But what I'm grappling with, and I think what all of us are grappling with, what differentiating factors are there that can this time actually drive the peace process forward between Israelis and Palestinians? You know, we've had 20 years. It's not a new story. We've had 20 years of active peace processing. And if you want to have very short historical memory between Israelis and Palestinians, from the late 80s on, we've had successive presidents of the United States, with the exception of George Bush, deeply engaged in the process, and to frankly share a concern. Failures in the peace process are not without cause. Every time we try and we fail, we dash expectations in both communities. If you look at the history of this, certainly in Israel, there was a very strong constituency in the center for 10 years or 15 years that supported an active peacemaking process between Israel and Palestine. When it failed, particularly after the Second Intifada broke out, that center dropped away. And active proponents of peace who engaged actively in the political process were marginalized. So there's a real cost to failing every time we try. For the Palestinians, it's been a disaster because every time it's failed, it's radicalized the community. It's pushed people to the extreme camp. It led to probably one of the most violent periods last night in the history of Israel-Palestine relations. Only, I think, the Second Intifada, the only comparable period was 1936 to 1939 in terms of the violence. Israel survived it, but the Palestine Authority and the PLO barely survived it, frankly. That movement was badly weakened by the Second Intifada, and it's no surprise that when we finally had elections, Hamas won in Gaza and split the Palestinian leadership wide open in a split that's not been prepared. So all this by way of saying a peace process by itself is not a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a risk. It's not cost-free, and that's why some have turned away from that effort, because they recognize that if we fail, we can actually make an already very difficult situation worse. So the question I set myself, Shira, is, okay, what can we find this time that might enable us to get over the hurdles and make progress? And so I really worked very hard, right? Yeah. I had to work very, very hard to get there. And I didn't get there, in honest. I did not get there. But what I did get was several factors that might just possibly might make a difference in a situation where we have an utterly fractured Palestinian leadership. Beyond anything that, unless you've dealt with them, you don't understand how fractured they are, frankly, on the one hand, and a leadership in Israel right now, which certainly is not actively invested in promoting a two-state solution. The status quo has worked very well for the current government. But I'm going to leave that to Sheila, okay?